Petunia. What are you doing? Oh, so this is Petunia, who just came in tonight. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, honey. I know, it's okay. I know it's kind of scary. Yeah. I know it's kind of scary. It's going to be okay. So, yes, I know, Petunia. I know. You got flea and tick stuff now, so no more, they're not going to get you no more. So, quiet. Looked on Facebook a little while ago and saw that there was a girl, Mikayla Rains, girl, woman, lady, that she ran a rescue. It was called Save a Fox. And basically they'd go with fur farms and stuff, and they'd rescue the foxes and keep them from getting killed. And it's in Minnesota. It's not that far away. I had some stuff I was going to donate there, and found out that she committed suicide, which I get with, rescue and veterinarians and stuff. I understand that the rates are higher for that. But one of the big reasons why was online bullying from other rescue people, from people in the public that don't even do rescue. And she kind of couldn't take it anymore. And it pisses me off because, especially from rescue people. And it's a notorious thing that happens. You're not doing this the right way, or you're not doing that the right way, or you're not doing it good enough. Hush, dude. Hush. I was just petting you, all right? Stop. You're not doing something the way they think you should do it. Seriously, just for like 2 minutes, okay? Please. And because of that, they've got some kind of criticism. They've got something negative to say. Okay, this dog's going to drive me nuts. I'm just going to go and sit with him and finish saying what I'm saying, because otherwise I'm going to start to get irritated, which actually I already am getting irritated because, yeah, you got to stay here, sweetheart. Nope. You got to stay in here. All right. I'm going to come sit with your crying ass so you stop being noisy. Okay? Sorry about all the camera jostling. Okay. Are you happy now? Yeah, we're going to be quiet now. So yeah, it sucks. You know what I mean? It sucks when people in general are like, well, you're not doing this right, or you're not doing that right. I don't really care. I mean, I'll tell you to screw off. Typically I'll be nice about it, but I've gotten to the point, because I got it really bad when I started, because I had no clue what I was doing. And people didn't hesitate to tell me, and you shouldn't be running a rescue. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. And it was bad. And like, now all of you are really supportive, and I appreciate it. But back early on, it literally would just be all negative comments, and people are like, sharks after blood, and they'd see, one negative person. So then everybody chimed in, and it was brutal. And then it kind of switched one day to where there's more positive than negative. So I got thick skin early, and, it's people talking online, you know what I mean? But to some people, that's hard to deal with, You know, it's not easy for anybody. But for some people that are struggling and that they've got other battles that they're dealing with, you know, it can be unbearable. And in her case, it got to where it was unbearable. Why don't you come over here? So you're not breathing in the microphone. Yeah. Come here, Snorts. There you go. You sit there. So I guess what I want to say is that, you know, if you're in rescue, you know, unless somebody's doing some gross neglect stuff to where the animals are not being taken care of, whatever, just fucking shut up and keep it to yourself, man. You know, I mean, let them do what they're going to do. You know, like there's places that I don't agree with stuff that they do, but you know what? They're rescuing animals. So I think they could do it better. Yeah. There's places that think we can do it better. Yeah. Can we do it better? Yeah. But the whole bickering, whatever thing, you know, it takes a lot just to do rescue in general. You know what I mean? And that's the messed up thing is we all know that in rescue. It's like, we all know how much work it is. So it's like, why are you going to break somebody down and give them shit when they're just trying to do the right thing? I mean, none of us are getting rich. You know what I mean? So, I mean, unless there is some person that's just rolling in the dough from doing animal rescue, and okay, I haven't met that person yet. Maybe they're out there. I don't know who the hell they are, but just shut up and keep it to yourself, you know? And what I'm talking, for those that tuned in late, there's a woman, Mikayla Rains, that committed suicide, and she ran the Save a Fox rescue in Minnesota. And if you're just the average person that's watching, you know, if you're watching here and you got a comment, you got whatever, go ahead and say it. You know what I mean? I can handle it. But if it's other places, you know, if it's a smaller place, just in general, just don't be a dick. You know what I mean? If somebody is taken and if they have devoted their life to rescuing whatever kind of animal it is, it's not a glamorous life, man. You know, it's like, this is all I did all day. And I would have loved to have gone and done some other stuff, but I had responsibilities for animals. I had to do intakes. I had to do this. I had to do that. So I put all of that stuff first. And this isn't a, oh, look at me thing, but that's what happens with people in rescue. You know, it's like you put the animals first, and then maybe you got a little bit of time for yourself at some point, you know? And that happens every day, you know, and there's string of weeks that you go without a day off. I haven't had a day off in, I don't know, it's been I don't even know. It's been a while. And that's a common thing too. You know what I mean? So it's like, we're busting our ass. We're trying to do the right thing. And here's one thing, if you do have some kind of comment to make about, you know, you should be doing this, phrase it in a nice way. Not to me. I don't care what you say to me, but if you're commenting on another rescue's post, instead of saying, well, you shouldn't do that, you should do this. Don't be a dick. Just be like, hey, you know what? I found out that there's this other way of doing whatever. Have you ever tried? Just say it in a nice way. You know what I mean? And if you can't do that, and if you have to make some snarky ass comment, make it here, but don't make it at another place, because I'll tell you to fuck off. Excuse my language. And kids that were watching, I'm sorry, but I'm angry. I'm so angry. And I would love to find out who these people are that were doing it and go and break their... Take a breath. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Yeah, I'm sad for her husband and her daughter and her family and for that rescue. And I'm angry at the troll dirtbags that did that, you know. And I guess the only consolation is that they're already getting their karma, because they were miserable enough people to put somebody down or to cut somebody down that was trying to do a good thing. So just, that's all it is basically, is just, before you go on another rescue page, whatever kind of thing it is, even if they are doing something that you know there's a better way or whatever it is, just say it in a nice way. Have some compassion, have some consideration, have some understanding and just some kindness, because they're giving up a lot. Trust me, if you're doing this full time, this is basically your life. People in rescue a lot of the times don't have a social life, don't have a home life. They don't have hobbies anymore. Their social life is this. Their hobbies are this. And basically their free time is this. And I'm not complaining about it, but I think people forget that, because it's like for you guys, you see the video and you're like, oh, cool, he's sitting with the dog and whatever. Then he's probably going to go in and watch TV. No, I'm going to go and deal with another dog, and then I'm going to deal with something else, and I'm going to deal with something else, and that's the thing is a lot of times we're doing this every day. Those of us in rescue are doing rescue stuff all day long, every day, for like 7, 14, 20 something days in a row, and that, I guess that's the thing to try and think of before you type, what's that person's life like? And I can tell you, in most cases, their life is sacrifice. Their life is putting animals first and putting themselves last. I've been starting to change that. And I've been dealing with a lot of guilt with it. I've been exercising and trying to eat better, and I've been taking little breaks here and there, and I've been taking a couple hours here and there to do something. And when I do it, I feel guilty, because I know that, well, I've got to take care of this animal, and I've got to do this, and I've got to do that, and I've got to do this other thing. And then it's basically been, and that's how our brains work for a lot of us. It's that you're justifying to yourself, no, it's okay to take time for yourself. You don't have to feel bad. You don't have to feel guilty. Go ahead and take some time and do what you need to do. But yeah, like literally the one day, I can't remember what it was. What was I doing? Oh, I had to go drop dogs off, and afterwards, I went shopping, and it was nice, and I felt normal, and then I started to feel guilty, because I shouldn't be doing this. I should be getting back, because I need to do this and this and this and this and this, And I guess what I'm trying to do is trying to give you a glimpse into somebody that does rescue, that literally, when we have fun, when we take time off, when we do things, there's a lot of times that there's a lot of guilt that comes with it, because we know that we're not giving them our 100%. So before you go and say something, not you, but anybody that happens to see this, before you go and say something that's negative, just stop and think of a positive thing to say, or spin it in a constructive, positive way, because this business is really hard. There's a lot of loss. We had to put Farley down. I had just gotten home, and he was crashing. He ended up having cancer, and he hadn't been feeling good for a couple of days. We were waiting to get him into a vet, and Tatum had to go put him down, take him to the vet, and we did blood work, and he was crashing. And you gotta go on this side, buddy. Yeah, you gotta go on this side. The microphone's on that side. Yeah. And it sucked for her. It sucked for her, having to put him down. It sucked for us, because he's been here for 7 years, and that's that loss. That's something you deal with a lot. We had a puppy outside that died, that the mom must have stepped on it. We've had to put an animal down for somebody a week ago. I mean, there's the death thing is just, it's a part of it, between sickness and something that's hurt too bad and whatever, and when you have this many animals, then you're constantly having animals, and especially ones that you're keeping, they're going to die at some point. So it's that revolving sadness thing, and you see tragic stuff. And there's another thing that's hard is that people don't realize is one of the biggest emotional tolls in rescue is the ones that you can't help, because you're full, or because you don't have the resources, or you don't have whatever, you couldn't get there in time. you know, that weight sticks with us. You know, nobody on the outside sees that, just because they're not getting the message, they're not getting the phone call, they're not the ones that are getting notified of it. You know, I've had multiple ones today. There was a kitten that died. There was a kitten that died yesterday, you know, and they couldn't get into the vet, and it was beyond my ability, where it needed blood work done. And it's like, I can't help, man. I'm sorry. And it's like, well, my daughter's crying and watching them die. And I'm like, you know, and then you get another phone call like that, another phone call like that. That weight sticks with us. You know what I mean? And people don't know it. And I think that's the thing is that from the outside, when you're following a rescue, whatever, you see a glimpse, you see a fraction of what happens in a day. But there's almost every day that you're dealing with some kind of sadness, death, loss, trauma, drama, whatever it is. And sometimes it gets too much. And for Mikayla, it got to be too much, and she took her own life. And, you know, it sucks. It really sucks. And it really, really, really sucks because it was because of words. And that's something we can control. That's something that somebody can't force us to say something. They can't force us to do anything. That's something that we're making a conscious choice that, okay, I'm going to use these words, and maybe it's going to make me feel better to make someone feel belittled, or maybe I'll make myself feel more intelligent. Dude, don't. You know, get a self-help book. Go on YouTube and whatever, but be a go on like the some kind of like Nazi fan page thing and bash them, or like somebody that's like a dick, but don't mess with animal rescue people. It's just not cool. You know, I don't know. I was about to say something else involving myself and physical violence towards other humans, but I'm not going to do that because I'm a judge, so I can't say things like that online. Yeah, I'm just going to kind of circle and ramble now, so I'm going to cut it short. And Mikayla, thanks for what you did for the foxes and for the rest of the animal community. And I appreciate your sacrifice, and so do many others. And to her husband and her daughter, we're all very sorry for your loss. So with that, I'm going to close it out. And Mikayla, rest in peace. We'll take over from here.